Alright, here we are. We're taking an outlook video here for, it's going to be Thursday, December 20th, 2012. And this is the price action outlook for the day. And what we do here is take a look at the daily charts, beginning with the close at the New York close. And really, during the week, we look at the daily charts beginning with. And on Sundays, we'll start with even a higher time frame, such as the monthly and the weekly. And to get a good sense of where we're going direction-wise. Now here we are on the daily here, looking at tomorrow's price action, or today if you're living in that part of the world, and we see now that we have a price action, significant price action here, starting to develop on the majors. Okay, we're getting the bounce in the dollar index, and really this has came down during the day, but it was really late during the New York session, so. Looking at the euro yen, for example, I was watching this at the close of the daily candle, and it just dropped like 50 pips immediately. We'll take a look at that. And what we're going to do is we just go through these pairs, and we cover the euro, the pound, the Aussie, the euro yen, crude oil, the Aussie yen, the dollar index, gold, and the S&P. And this is more for a correlation sort of thing. We switch this out with the euro pound as well. And just get a good sense of what's going to happen for the day. And we're going to take a look at the euro first. And just zooming in to the daily chart, we see lots of price action happening around here. And at this point, we're trying to get short on this pretty much throughout the day, and eventually it happened. The plan worked out, but it ended up working out during the New York session. The London session, things kind of crawled upwards. The pound, for example, was a little stubborn, and then eventually things turned around and worked our way. So now, really just looking here, price action wise on these outlooks is more focused on the daily and our 4-hour charts, right? So, we're at the 5 now. We're really at the place where yesterday we were talking about, yeah, we could go long here for a nice trade, get some really good intraday pips, and head back up into this retest of the red zone. But now what we have is during the start of Asia, we're at support. So maybe what will happen is we get this optimal short. Friday usually is the day you sort of think that stuff will happen, but Friday is more like a Monday, and it seems like that more and more. So what we want to see here is basically a fib rise off the drop of yesterday's price action rejection off of this major level, okay? And we want to go short. And we're going to have problems right at the buy zone again if this crawls up during Asia. And, that's where, you're going to be doing some scaling out or holding out or not. And then, as Adam mentioned earlier, there's this optimal buy area on the euro, which would be, the point, really the ultimate target on this short, if we can get this around this 31.30 level. So we'll be taking a look at that. That's really that's the price action plan for today. I'm going to try to stick more to that. I've been getting more into the counters and stuff and these outlooks, and I think that's better suited for our London and New York sessions during the later times when I come on the mic. So that's the plan on the euro. If there's any questions, let me know. I think fib off of this daily 5 and then a short opportunity with price action. It would be nice. Getting close up to the 32.80 level as possible, but I do not think it will get that high if the short works out. So ultimate target being 31.30 on that. All right, and 4-hour. I don't think there's a lot to look at in terms of that. Well, the scalp long, that's really what your plan is for the evening. I've got some things working out here. I'm not, really, if you want to take that, you take it at the tops of the hours, right? So let's, since you've asked, let's take a look at the 15-minute chart here. Okay, we're at support. We hit the top of our green zone, right? And, I did redo the levels, by the way. So if you guys want to take a screenshot at any time when everything is zoomed out, perhaps when we get done with this, I think there is an opportunity to get some pips out of that, but they may be short-lived. It could be New York before we head down here. London could be this sort of thing. There's been a lot of this. I mean, the last 6 months, London. So if you want to take a long, yeah, I think so. At the top of the hour, if you want to get in on that, I would try to get in as close as you can to here with the price action, on this 15 minute, or using the 5 at around 9 a.m. Tokyo time. If you want to take that scalp long against that. Now, things may change. We get into pre-London, we'll see where we're at. Maybe we're up here even. But so obviously, I'm going to try to add more levels with smaller zones on these longer term charts. So when we just have the intraday scan up during the hours we're trading, it'll be a little easier for the guidance. But for now, always understand that these are the minor resistance levels that could become significant. They're just not covering a big zone level. This looks like one thing on the daily, and then when I copied over the intraday scan, it's really expanded it. The zone is still valid, but just within that, there's some finesse that needs to be seen. And sometimes you see red so much and green so much in a level that it's close to another proximity of another green or red level. So I'm just working on making that more clear. Bottom line. But yeah, I do think there might be a scalp opportunity heading back up. All right, let's go move on here and go to the pound. And this was a good short. Eventually worked out, right? I'm thinking that probably somebody in the room is still in a position of this. I ended up just going ahead and taking everything and getting out. But now with the daily signal, everything's looking good for our move back up and decision point situation for the continuation. Okay, everything's looking good there. Let's just go back out to the daily. It's on the 15-minute chart. Price action. Talked about these levels all day long throughout each time I was on the mic yesterday, and we're still looking to go back down here. I mean, this is a good target to the 5 previous support level. Now is going to be support, previous resistance. And there's a lot of muck in here as an average on price. So I really think this looks good. Now let's go over to the 4-hour chart on this pound. And I think yes, it could just go from the 4-hour 5 EMA and head down. And we're going to get, I think, a higher low initially target wise on the short. Either the continued short or the not much of a retest continued short, higher low of this area here. Okay, and this is going to match up closely with the 4-hour 21 EMA. So watch that as just a guidance. It's easier just to glance at the chart, depending on what you're up to, and get a good feel using that 21 EMA across most time frames. Really a nice EMA. Okay. And let's just go into the hourly chart to look at this, just to take a real quick price action peek. Some stuff here. So do I think this could be heading back up? Really the play on these majors, to sum that up is, decision point if we bounce at Asia, continuation likely, starting maybe pre-London, but we just want to get break even on that, because we know we're just now finally making a lower low situation. So the next lower high could be the one that gets us really going down further. So, we're still, having some bull problems is what I'm trying to say, right? Higher low here, but this lower high that we're looking to happen, or looking forward for it to happen, could be the one that gets us down, and then we're going to have to deal with this level regardless. Okay, and then ultimately this is a great place, I think, to long on the pound. If we don't bounce here and we just trickle down, I think we're still going to have an issue here. Decision point, high or low, and then maybe we retest these levels we're starting Asia in for the continuation. And if you want to scale here and hold a position for a break, I don't think anything's wrong with that either. I think all of that applies, and all of that's well enough level nested, one level where it's it's appropriate to talk about on this outlook here. So let's go ahead and look at the Aussie. Aussie dollar finally made, finally did the work here. This took a while to work out, but it was in the zone, took the trade, period. And separate accounts, good thing to have. Um, I really do like that. I was talking with someone on the phone yesterday, and we're talking about having separate accounts for long-term trades or not. And it's really a mental thing if you can deal with it or not. But it's nice. I don't know. It seems a lot more organized, sort of, to have those longer terms just stored in one central place, or a selection of accounts. Anyway, I think that was a good daily trade setup, and here we are now at the buy zone though. So we need to go ahead and look. Go into the 4-hour chart in a second and look at that, but realizing where we are. So if you're still short the Aussie and you were able to take advantage of that drop we had right after the close of the New York session, the New York candle at 5 p.m. New York, then it's a good time to get out now. Maybe look for a scalp north if you're into that, and then look for a continuation trade on the daily 5 for the short side, right? So let's go into the 4-hour, take a look at that. And you just can't deny where we're at. If you want to go long, ideally, a more maybe fruitful long would be a dip down here and a price action sort of candle to head back. And I still think 105.15 could be tested at this point. Short wise, this was the optimal one here, right? This is the one that was that was taken, and the one that I suggested, I think, more in the room. But either way, I just basically was like, in the red zone, try to tap off this trend line, get short, move it to break even, and if you did that, almost in both cases here. And if you're still in it, you're still in it. You never did get stopped out, headed down, and really, you're at a point now where a fib is looking highly likely. And so let's take a look at the Fibonacci study on this. And some people would draw it here, some would draw it here, but I think we need to draw it a complete swing fib. And I'm calling a swing fib, a swing, as in it being longer than a move fib. A move fib is this, okay, for the FXR room, and a swing fib is this, the longer term fib, okay. All right, so moving back, 38.2%, 105.11, matching up with this area that I've been talking about this week, 105.15, short zone there, retest of this previous support level turned resistance, not a bad option if you want to get a bounce off of this level. If we head down further, somewhere before here, we're going to get the higher low, okay. And then it's going to be like a 104.90 to 105 top for the short. And I think if you're long and you want to be a bull on this, right now you're looking for an entry, and when we get back to decision point for the bears here, you're scaling out or taking your profit at that point, and you're hoping for that instead of that, okay, for the bulls. All right, moving forward here, let's just see where we are. Just scan the next 6 charts. Okay. Euro yen. Okay, I was watching this actually at the 5 p.m. New York close. Let's get perspective on this, okay? Let's use 15-minute perspective to start this out. I know this is, not starting the daily chart now, but I just want to show you what happened at the new daily candle. I think price was like right there. I think that was it. Let's look here. Okay, yeah, it started actually a little bit higher. But, either way, price the new daily candle came out and it went down to the top of our green zone, which was the optimal buy for Wednesday's session. And sure enough, it bounced, right? Now I talked about I took that scalp, tried to scalp this up here. Actually, I took this in the London close and didn't get a lot of pips out of it, right? So in the New York afternoon, it started rolling over and just plummeted. New daily candle, it plummeted, I think, to get to a buying opportunity. I'm not sure there. There was some Bank of Japan stuff. I know Adam knows a little bit about that. He was in the room, and there was some stuff on the schedule, with the politicians and so forth. But I don't know the details enough to explain it without at this point. But price action there. I mean, it was a bounce. I mean, it's retesting 111. If you're trying to trade off price action, you're not watching every 1 minute candle. And here we are. I was talking about maybe we'd get back up to this 112.25 off of this long in the London close. Of course that didn't happen. And now we're looking for the next red zone. And that's where we're going to go ahead and zoom out, go back to the daily chart. Just wanted to illustrate the power of the daily candle. All right. And so zooming back in here on the daily chart, we came down, literally it tested the 5 EMA, top of the green zone, optimal place yesterday for the long. And it was just at a period of time where most people just weren't at the chart, right? So if you had an order entry in right there, I guess you'd be good. And this is clearly showing we've got issues at 112.5. So at this point, we need to look for a fib. We need to look for a fib of this candle yesterday, okay? And simply try to short it. I think that's the first prime opportunity. Now, let's go to the 4-hour chart to take a look at maybe where this would happen. Bounce off the 4-hour 21 EMA. There's the gap down here, but it already has been filled. So I think Fibonacci could be of use here. And so let's go ahead and see if that would be the case. Let's use this on the 4-hour, but I think we'll see everything a lot more clear on the 1-hour chart. So let's move to that. And here we go. This really, I mean, you've got to try at this point. Such a drop. I mean, anywhere 112, of course, right? But this 60 level, a lower high of it. So I'm talking 40 to 50. Even, you could try reshort 30 pips up even. So essentially retests of the first short opportunity I see on the euro yen now. Okay, the first short opportunity where I think you can get break even and not lose any money, even if it decides to continue the trend north on the daily, is going to be this 4-hour 5 EMA area using price action. Okay, and I keep saying using price action. You're using price action. When it gets here, if it's using price action, the name of the room is the FXR Price Action Traders Lounge, so it's assumed here. Now I'm not saying I don't take stuff when it just gets to a zone off of levels and I jam stuff. I can't say that. And I wouldn't be, being honest with you. But, in terms of what we're doing here, in terms of this being the way that we make the money to live off of, and these other things, these extra vacuum pips, which are more difficult to make, and your account, is looking more like that, instead of hopefully, with these daily setups, we can get the account looking like this, right? So I'm just saying, with the scalps and everything, and we want the account as much as like this as possible. So, so going back over here, first try here, continued short, and I'm gonna have to have the alarm there, sleeping or not, and go ahead and just give that a shot, because the fact of the matter is we could be coming down to this level, and then maybe bounce for Friday, or bounce and then subsequent reshort for Friday. So taking a look at that, and if that gets voided, there's other short opportunities all in this zone between the 382 and the 618 using price action. You may want to use the hourly signal at that time rather than this 15-minute that I've just moved to. You see we're heading up to this 382 now, and this level really is our first short opportunity. So what do you guys feel like that? I mean, you guys looking to try to get to try to buy the yen. It looks like we're gonna have to try that once, and I think the buy really is happening now. Maybe if we can come down, golden fib 61.8 would be better and lower risk opportunity here, right? To get long on it, or if you jammed it off of there. But it's just an odd time of day for it to really hit that green zone, and we'll have to reevaluate this and where price is. Where price is at the pre-London analysis time. I've got the new times for the analysis up over here in the notes section. I keep updating the notes section, trying to make it more streamlined for you guys. All right. So that's the euro yen. All right, let's move forward. We're going to take just a quick look at the rest of the items here. And crude oil is in the red zone. We're in some really topish action. We have hit our target, and we went through our target. And, we did not annihilate the target, but we did hit it. I mean, it was 89. And, coming off the higher low daily and just keep trying to higher low that on the hourly was pretty much the plan so far the week. It didn't get those natural flowing sort of, higher low situations. If you look on this 4-hour, right, there's a lot more ugly sort of action. There's this head and shoulders sort of thing going on, right? But it worked. It worked. And, we've got a little bit of a void here, but I think now we're getting a short. Back to previous level here. Retest 89, I think we'll bounce, and then around 50 again, we'll decide if we're going to get short or get long for the continuation on the daily of a bounce of the higher low situation that we see right here on the chart. After we had all of this congestion, we got our higher low, and really did accelerate, so. I'm looking right now to try to put together something. I'm trying to think about the right time, but I'm thinking maybe 9 to 9:45 a.m. doing an oil sort of, not really class, but sort of oil trading event where we're just looking for the entries on oil that we can get in and get a good, at least get a 1 to 3 risk to reward, and it's something that we'll be trying to take profit on within an hour or two. Not really these daily setups. So just, I'm fumbling around with that as far as what time to do that. Okay, moving forward. Aussie yen. Let's take a quick peek. It's held up better, but it did hit the green zone. Same plan as the yen here. Nothing different. We'll get into this. We'll take more of a peek at this when we get to a level on the intraday chart when we're around and we're all trading, and maybe we can get a basket going, okay, on these yens, possibly. Maybe that is a possibility. So, dollar index. Taking a look at the dollar index, and it really did fall. But what happened with the daily price action, right? Price action. Key level. Okay, our close was above the 79. I mean, right at the green level. Really, things were looking iffy, weren't they? But mid-London to New York, things were like, uh-oh, what's happening here? Eventually, all the trades worked out for the day, but I apologize for the movement on the charts. But, can't deny this is, coming back and trying to retest 79.80 first is probable. And, that would be a continued short, lower high scenario with our daily setups. So, yeah, what a beauty there. I mean, Thursday and Friday, this could just play out, right? So we'll have to see. But, I think in terms of this daily move, first place, we're going to have issues around 70 to 80. And we'll see how that reacts. That's when we'll try to get break even on everything else on the majors, right? That should play out pretty well. This next Sunday session, I'm going to try to start with the monthlies and then go down to the weeklies on everything. At least the weeklies, and really get a better gauge of everywhere where we're at, because essentially we're moving into the new year, 2013, and people typically say the second week of January things start picking up, but a lot of people said this week wouldn't be that great, and we've had some opportunities. So the markets are moving, things are happening, and that'll be a good sort of yearly, not maybe year forecast, but start out the year right, looking at the the first day of that particular week, at the longer term charts. So looking to do that. Gold, last thing we're going to take a look at is the gold chart. And do I think this could go up from here? Yes. This is really, this whole thing dropping so much. We haven't had the bread trade opportunity unless you were short. And if you were, 2 days ago, this was the one. That was the, I'm sorry, no, that wasn't. That was on the 4-hour. Hang on a second. That's the daily chart. It was this right here. Pretty much a beauty. And retesting levels. And, as much as I thought about doing it, didn't do it, and regretted it. But they say no regrets, right? So forget about it. And I think we're heading back up now, retesting 84 maybe. Then maybe we can go down and retest 60. We're going to have problems up in here. So, I would, on gold, I feel a lot more comfortable waiting on the daily chart for a reversal signal. People would term this sometimes as what's happening now. Your stop, so your stop would be here. Your entry essentially is as close as you can to the bottom of yesterday's candle. And your risk to reward, you're talking a 1 to 2 minimum. So let's go ahead and look at the hourly chart on that just to see. We're at key levels, but we're in such a downtrend that I have to try to short this thing. We're in triple bottom area. Okay, price action. Higher low. So you could use this to your advantage, put the stop underneath here. This higher low, sort of an uptrend line sort of issue. And, just see if that works out. But, right here you could have your first trouble. So, a decent amount of pips though, huh? Alright, 15-minute chart on that. Shows a little bit different story, doesn't it? Doesn't really look worth it, does it? Didn't really look quite worth it yet. This right here. That's only 30 pips from that, price action. That's not worth it on oil to me. I'm not into scalping oil. Spotting, daily trading, that's cool. But I'm not into scalping oil. I'm just personally not. I think you could do it. I think oil's easier to scalp, but you have to take profit, right? Quickly, often. Of course, now we're looking for maybe really getting a good move to the north side, maybe 92, but we'll see. So that's it. I think this is pretty much everything set up. Hopefully you guys know what the plan is now, and looking to readjust things. I will copy this profile over to the intraday scans, and then actually add a little more minor levels into that, and just pay attention to those olive green horizontal lines, because those work as either support or resistance depending on if we're beneath or below the line. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up on YouTube, and I will also post it in the channel where it says underneath today's price action outlook. And thank you guys for joining, and I will talk to you guys on the mic again around London, pre-London actually, and take care.